Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Car Addict. Today we're going to do an install, or just kidding, no we're not. Today we're going to modify something that we will install in about 4 days because it has to cure. And if you're curious what I'm talking about, I'll show you in a second. I got this piece used off of CIvicX.com because I got this piece used off of CIvicX.com to modify because I don't want to have to pull mine and have the car down for a few days. And now I'm doing this procedure because the people with the Boomba ADA, I have yet to hear somebody that can handle, I mean there's got to be people that can, don't get me wrong, but I've yet to see a post that says I installed the Hasport or Boomba rear mount and I'm done. Alright, so I bought this piece used off of CIvicX.com because I'm going this route after reading over and over and over people complain. Now, I'm not going to say there's nobody that runs it daily. There has to be, otherwise they wouldn't sell it if nobody would buy it anymore. But I have not read a post on the Boomba ADA rear mount where people said, oh yeah, I installed it, the vibrations aren't that bad, I'm going to leave it. Everybody seems to pull it off and go back to stock. I've even read a few people with the Hasport 62 that put it in and they just didn't want to deal with the vibrations. And then they window welded their stock one while the Hasport was in or the Boomba was in and then swapped back, and they love the factory one filled. I'm not using window weld and I don't know the durometer of window weld. However, I have some urethane casting compound I got from McMaster Car for like $31, and I did go with ADA. Possibly that's going to be too crazy, and if it is, I'll buy some 60 or 40 and fill the one that I pull with that. However, we got this mount we're going to fill, and obviously this end you're doing nothing about because it's already solid, but this end you can fill that all in. And I'll show you when I get home. I've already put a bar in there for leverage and jerked it around, and it's pretty hard to move this one. That one's quite easy, so that's the one I'm really worried about anyways. And my assumption, the reason I think this works better myself, is if you fill the voids with hard urethane, it will stop the immense amount of flex allowed when you mash on the throttle. However, it still has this soft rubber in between the hard rubber and the sleeve. Not a lot, because right there's not much of it, but I'm wondering if the little bit of soft rubber still does dampen a little bit of the vibration, even though it doesn't allow it to move inside and dampen the vibration that way. Maybe it helps dampen the vibration. I don't know. We'll see what ADA is like in this after I install it. I'll look up what window weld is if I can find it and post that in a little caption right here. Now, when I get home, I'll show you my idea on how I'm going to pour urethane in without it coming right through. I think I got a good idea. Seems pretty slick in my mind though. Hopefully it works. And worst case, if I get a bunch in there, I can just drill it out or cut it out or whatever. It's not going to be a big deal. But I don't want it to be a big blob all over, although you don't see it anyways. So I will admit, the Hasport and the Boomba look way cooler. And you might even be saving a little bit of weight by running their mount too. But you can buy the urethane for 30 bucks, and if you don't care about your car down for a few days, you don't even have to buy a spare mount. So instead of 150 bucks or so, you can do it for 30 bucks, and you might like it better. I can tell you, this being the car I drive every day, I don't want crazy vibrations. If it was like my old Integra, who cares? Because I'm not going to be driving that all the time. But something I drive every day, I don't want to deal with crazy vibrations. I don't know about you, but I sure as hell don't. So, let's go fill it, I'll show you that, and then in a few days we'll have an install video. And I do have a few ideas on how I'm going to test the vibration. Nothing real scientific. It's just a couple ideas I have that I think, whether or not you'll agree with them, to me they will prove what I want them to prove. Alright, so I'll see you back in the garage. Alright, so now we're in the garage, and first off, in case this works out and you want to buy some, it's from McMaster Car. Hide my personals. And 8644K11 urethane casting compound, 1 pound liquid, 80A black. And then on the instructions, it does say exact mix ratio is critical, therefore they have been pre-measured. You got the base and the activator right here. But it does say partial mixing is not recommended, but may be done by the following ratios. Mix ratios by weight only, and for the 80A, it's 100 parts to 50 parts B, which, I mean, they could just say 2 to 1 then. They don't, but anyways, so we got 2 digital scales. Hopefully they both read the same, or I'll take the average of the 2, I guess. Best thing I can come up with, I'm going to use, I always save my washing machine cups from the detergent. So we'll mix it in these. Now, it does say for the 80A, it's got 90% of its physical properties after an 18-hour cure, 100% in 7 days. I'm tempted to wait the 18 and be like, okay, 90% is good enough. But maybe I'll give it 4 days and it'll be somewhere around 96%. I'm sure it's not a linear scale through that. It probably is a lot faster since it's 0 to 90% in 18 hours. 90 to 100 takes another, what, 174 hours? So, pretty sure 4 days is going to be fine. Now, here's how I plan on keeping it from pouring right in and right out. Oh, also, I took some citrus degreaser and cleaned the rubber really good. I didn't know if this rubber, I'm assuming it would be fine with petroleum-based crap or whatever, like even brake cleaner or carburetor cleaner might not affect it because it doesn't affect every rubber. But I wasn't sure, so I used my citrus degreaser and a toothbrush, just clean the rubber really good. Being that there's like contours like that, it should grab everything and it couldn't slide either way anyways, but I just wanted it nice and clean in there for when I pour the urethane. Okay, you see here, I got a tub. Okay, if you see here, I have a tub of sand. I just bought paver sand from Home Depot, and I got saran wrap. Level this out a little bit. Okay. Put a little bit of a divot right there. Lay the saran wrap on it. And I'm going to press that down in. Okay, so after I've smashed it into the sand, I'll take it out to check, just because might be hard to see. No, it's clear. The ridge right there of sand, that's right there. And I don't want it to be too high because I don't want the urethane to be recessed in there. I want it to be pretty flush. So I'm going to go ahead and actually smash that back down. And do it again. Okay, so now there's pretty much no ridges, but the steel sleeve makes a nice indent. So hopefully it will be sealed so the urethane doesn't get out and under it and try to fill that up, and hopefully it can't get past and pour out the sides. Alright, so then I also built the sand up on the sides just have even less possibility of the urethane escaping. So I got this heater on right here because I'm not positive, but I assume it is not supposed to be done and cured in a freezing temperature. So you have working time at 77 degrees, 10 to 15 minutes. 90% physical properties, 18-hour cure was at 150 degrees, I guess. And 100% physical properties is 7 days curing at 77 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm guessing it looks like you could probably bake it to have it cure faster, and it just won't be quite as strong as a slow cure. I'm not 100% sure that's what that means. Alright, so I'm going to let this sit for a minute, let the temperature regulate a bit, and see how warm we are, and then we might start mixing and pour. Alright, let's see how accurate these are compared to one another. 15.28 grams, 15.3. This one doesn't go down to the hundredths, so that's good. 69.44, 69.6. Let's go on the really light end of things. 2.08, 2.1. So down at lighter weight, we're pretty good. So I got these cleaned out now. Let's tear them both. So we need 2 parts to 1 part. And I'm just going to have to guess. I don't have any idea how much I'm going to need to fill that, but we'll figure that out as we go, I guess. Alright, let's start measuring. It actually smells kind of sweet. So right there I got 21 ounces, or 21 grams, I mean. 46. Let's just go 50. We'll be using too much and I'll be throwing some away. But we might not ever use this crap again, so whatever. 50. Alright, so now we'll shoot for 25 grams of activator. 25.01. We'll go for it. If a 100th of a gram is enough to screw it up, then I have no business touching it. I have no idea just how runny this is going to be when it's mixed. I will have a funnel just in case. And just so I don't actually go filling that hole, we'll tape on there. I'm going to give it a little extra in here actually just because there's going to be some stuck to the walls when I pour it. And I'll say that's about how much will be stuck to the wall. Very scientific right there. So we need to go for about 1 gram left in here. How much time do I have again? I think I have 15 minutes if it's 77. And it's 70 and 63. So it gives me 10 to 15 minutes. So I should be fine. I'm not stressed. Not too much. Okay, we got 1.8 grams, so 1.24. Let's get a little more out of there. Come on. .92. So that's fine. Start mixing. Mixing it over here in the heater just in case it was a little too cold. And I'm quite certain I have way too much. Alright, so we got it nice and uniform. Okay, here we go. I guess this is here goes nothing. Okay, it's taken more than I... Huh. Hopefully it's running into these crevices, maybe. Otherwise, where's it going? Okay, well I need it to cure real fast because this side's about to run over. I overfilled it a little bit. Alright, well, got the mount all filled. and I just now remembered I said I would show how weak this section was compared to that one. Obviously I forgot, and I can't do it now. Technically I could, but I'm not going to redo that job right there, so it ain't happening. But basically, you put the screwdriver through the sleeve in this solid bushing right here, and it takes a pretty good amount of force to get a little bit of flex. That one, a little bit of force, a lot of flex. It's easy to jerk it all over the place. Hopefully, when this is done, it will be even stiffer than this side, maybe. We'll see, but I'm going to leave this here. Probably leave the heater on. This is a 64, that's 68. And now I'm going to end the video here and go back to cleaning my garage because, damn, she's a mess. But it's actually, believe it or not, a huge improvement. I've got some more lighting installed, and then I've got a lot of stuff up off the floor on the walls. I've got empty shelving now in places that I can reorganize things. I got all these bins that I can continue to fill up, and I got more bins. And I actually picked up this bad boy for free. I just had to replace one drawer roller and buy 4 casters for it. Alright, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see how this works. So please subscribe, and have a good night. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye. Alright, so I did debate filling that in, but that would mean I have to let that cure, turn the mount 90 degrees, fill that, let it cure, turn it 180, fill the other side, let it cure, and I figured that's pretty stiff, but I want to leave a little bit of compliance to try to keep some of those vibrations to the minimum, so I decided not to.